Started.
This is the importance of food in the Greek culture. Everyone loves food, right? However, the Greeks might love it more than everybody else. There's all types of different cuisines and foods and ingredients in the Greek culture. Food is very important to the Greeks as a whole.
Oh yeah, they're big on food.
Yeah, they're big on food. I hope that to inform y'all to gain a better understanding on the Greek culture and the cuisine of the Greek culture, and that I hope that y'all can understand how food is crucial to them, and it shows that food is crucial to life as a whole. And I hope y'all gain a new appreciation for food in general after this presentation. The reason I chose the Greek culture and food, the subtopic of food in the Greek culture, was because as a household, we love all different types of foods and cuisines. However, my parents and me, we love the Greek food, like the Mediterranean, the nuts, olive oil, things like that. In the Greek culture, I'm gonna teach y'all how, what the contents of a typical diet in the Greek culture is, why, how it revolves around their entire life, and how it is very symbolic to them. So first, I'm gonna talk about the contents of a typical Greek diet. There is a variety of different foods and ingredients in the Greek diet as a whole. It consists of, in the article, which is called A High-Fat Greek Diet, A Recipe for All, a Mediterranean diet is stated to be very high in fat and very high in protein. The two main ingredients of the Greek diet would be olive oil, virgin olive oil to be specific, and feta cheese. Merriam-Webster defines a Mediterranean diet as a diet that consists of cereal, grains, nuts, fruits, veggies, fish, and lamb. Olive oil is the main ingredient in the Greek culture. According to the website DoLivoTastingBars.com, the Greek as a whole, the average Greek person eats 5.5 gallons of olive oil a year, while the average American eats only a third of a gallon of olive oil a year. And according to LemonandOlives.com, the typical Greek diet, as deferred to the Mediterranean diet, would be the exclusion of the meats like lamb. So, the most important meals and the most popular meals in the Greek culture would be soups, such as the fasolota, which is a white bean soup, and the avaglomino, which is a creamy chicken soup. Other dishes and cuisines in the Greek culture would be such as the saganaki, which is fried cheese, the moussaka, which is a casserole with eggplant and spiced meat, and the baklava, which is a pastry filled with pistachio, nuts, honey, syrup, and as such. Let's see how food reveals around the life of the Greek culture now, and how the Greeks live it throughout, such as festivals and holidays and the average home life. So, Greek Easter, for example, is very important to the Greeks. They are 90% Catholic, and food is a massive part in the Greek culture. Before Easter, 7 weeks before Easter, it's the time of Lent, which is called Sarakosti in Greek. This is a giant fast in which they fast from all types of the fats that they usually eat, such as the olive oil and feta cheese, and they go to a completely vegan diet with the addition of seafood.
And we're currently in that time, right now?
Well, yes, the Greeks are.
Yeah.
And after Easter, the Easter Sunday specifically, they eat a large feast filled with majority of meats that are soaked in olive oils and topped with feta cheese. That is according to realgreekexperience.com. During Lent, for example, the women of the Greek household, they make multiple Easter sweets, such as soureki and the kolarakia, which is sweet bread and crunchy cookies, respectively. Another point I would like to make about the Greek culture and how it plays into their everyday life is the Greeks are very specific on what times they eat their meals. They eat 3 big meals a day, not 3 big meals, 3 meals a day. And the first meal, which is breakfast, which is called prorino, it's very simple. Could be a herbal tea or some coffee with like a pastry such as baklava or the saganaki is the fried cheese. It's very simple, very light. And then this is all this information is coming from olivetomato.com. Then during lunchtime, which is the Mesmeranio, which is 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m., all families and shops close during that time, and they all go home, all the kids get off of school and everything, and then they all eat one big meal together as a family. So this shows how food is very important, and they base their entire day, and they even close all the shops because of the food, so they can eat together as a family. So it brings, the food of the Greek culture brings families together, and it brings the kids together, and it allows them to celebrate every day. During dinner time, however, it goes back to a simple meal. They typically, Greeks like to eat late, around 9 p.m., and during that time they eat a bunch of sweets, and a lot of them even drink coffee. The daily life of the Greek in food is very much the center. Food is very much the center of entertainment, familial life, work, and even the rest, as we just saw. Now that we see why food is important to the everyday life of the Greek culture, we're gonna transition into why the Greek what food symbolizes for the Greek and why they place so much importance on it. Like Americans as us, we love food for the sake of loving food. We love the taste of it. We love the protein, the carbs, if we're working out and such. However, the Greeks, they love food, and they base their whole entire life upon food for the pure reason that was explained in a book called The Gifts of Gods by Andrew and Rachel Dalby, is because of the idea of hospitality, or charisma, as pronounced in Greek. These roots in hospitality lie in the idea that the food was given to the Greek people in ancient times by the gods, and that due to their generous actions, they want to be able to give back to the people who come into Greece as a whole. For example, the Greeks follow a tradition in which they are not allowed to let anyone into their house or into their offices or their works or their shops without offering them a drink, such as wine, coffee, or tea, and offering them a sweet, such as baklava or other various soups and cuisines. According to GreekTravelTellers.com, a Greek chef by the name of Giorgos Zovlas explains that they believe food is important to preserving tradition of the Greek culture. This is based off the idea of family and tradition. Rituals behind Sunday dinners, he states, is to respect the Greek tradition and the recipes that have been passed down from ancient cultures. The ancient Greek recipes used raw materials such as wheat, honey, fruits, seafood such as fish, and different meats and nuts and stuff like that. From all of this, food plays a very large role in the Greek culture, and food is important due to countries of diet, and diet plays into the way of life and how this symbolizes for the Greek culture. So as a whole, to wrap this all up, the Greek culture, I hope that I informed y'all about how the Greek culture is very much in love with the idea of food. And I hope that y'all gained a new appreciation for the Greek culture and their food and y'all's food as well, our food. And there would not be a Greek culture if food was not cherished for so long by them.